What is going on, my good old friends of YouTube? It is your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So you know the deal. It's Sunday night. We got a lot to break down. We have to go over the game plan for the upcoming week in the stock market. We have to go over 10 stocks, all of which are reporting earnings. And we also have to break down the futures. The beauty of me filming this after 6 p.m. and it's actually after 7 p.m. right now on the East Coast. The beauty of that is we get to break down the futures. So without further ado, sit back, relax, take a sip of whatever you guys got tonight. And don't forget to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,500 with a $100 deposit, and you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those are linked down below. And with that being said, I'm fighting off the sneeze right now. I'm about to sneeze, guys. Give me a second. With that being said, let's dive into the video. And by the way, it is freaking hot as heck in the office today, and we're gonna fight through it. So let's just dive into the video, guys. So it's currently about, like I said, past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. It's about 7:10 p.m. So the futures have been open for a good hour and some change at this point, and we can see we have the S&P futures down 0.3%. Dow futures are down about 0.2%, as the NASDAQ futures are down a little over 0.3%. And let's see the Russell. Russell futures, they're down about 0.3%. So it looks like the red that we saw, and mind you, well, I guess we didn't see red all across the board on Friday, but the red we saw in the NASDAQ and the S&P, that's continuing with the futures market being red right now. And mind you, this could easily flip-flop overnight, but as of now, futures market is red. And we are seeing the Russell, which had a green day on Friday, come down a bit. Same with the NASDAQ. Actually, the way things are looking right now, the NASDAQ is down, or rather the Dow. I meant the Dow, guys. The Dow was up 0.25% on Friday. Now it's down about the same. So the way things are right now, Dow is giving back the gains from Friday. But again, like you guys know, the futures market could easily flip-flop overnight. So just because it's red right now doesn't mean it's going to be red tomorrow morning. It could easily be green tomorrow morning. So that's how things are standing right now. And let me pull up SPY quickly, guys, and show you what ended up happening last week, some key levels that we got to watch out for this week. And the first one really is right around 410. 412 on SPY. Really, it's 413 as well. That is right by the 180 moving average here on the 20-day chart. You guys can see clearly based on last week's close, we ended up pulling back on Friday, but then buyers came in the beginning of the day. Then we ended up running for the rest of the day, but we still ended up closing red. The fact that we got buyers to come in the morning on Friday and come in right by that 20-day moving average, that's a good sign that the bulls are still in charge in the short term. Now for this week, we got to see if the bulls could break out of $416. That was the high from last week. We got rejected at that point multiple times. We're talking 2-3 different times. So for next week, we got to watch for this week coming up, 416 on the upside for SPY, and roughly 410 to 413 on the downside. If bears could get this thing under 410, 408, especially 405, I mean, there could be more downside, but clearly the way Friday turned out, buyers came in and, the bulls still look like they're in charge, at least to me. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments as always, guys. And pretty much the same thing applies here to Triple Q. It pulled back a little bit on Friday. Okay, it had a red day, but we got buyers in the beginning of the day to come in, and a lot of the selling came in the pre-market. If you guys didn't realize that on Friday, a lot of the selling did. It went from 325, Triple Q did, to about 319 just in the pre-market. So, yeah, at this point, the fact that we held 320 throughout the entire day pretty much, and we closed above it, that is telling me bulls are coming in above that 180 SMA on this 20-day chart. Now, for the bulls to continue this rally that they've been on, 325 needs to break. Hence why my alert is right at $325 for this upcoming week. That was the high from last week. The main high from Friday. I think it was Friday pre-market we hit 325, or maybe it was Thursday after market. Either way, 325, we're watching it. If Triple Q could break out of there on the upside, this could be going to about, let's see here on the 4-hour, I think 320, or rather 330, right? Yeah, 330. Then if 330 breaks, we'll get to, we'll get to where it could go if that happens. But quickly looking at it now, if 330 were to break, next gap is right around 335, okay? And then it looks like we have, after that, about 345 shares. So we'll see what ends up happening, guys. We'll see how it ends up going down. But overall, those are some key levels I'm looking at on Triple Q and SPY for this upcoming week. And with that being said, before we dive into these videos, or these stocks rather, we have 10 of them, hit that like button for me. Make sure to subscribe as well. It really helps me out overall in the YouTube algorithm. And now let's talk about these stocks. Number one is Palantir. Palantir reports earnings tomorrow morning, I believe. They usually report in the morning. 7 a.m. Central Standard. I don't know why they report in the morning, but that's what it is, guys. They report tomorrow, and based on these charts, and we've been calling this out time and time again, Palantir is clearly being dominated by the bulls. It has been the past couple of weeks, and that's really been ever since the end of June heading into early days of July. We got the golden cross, break above the moving averages, and now based off last week, we're in the mid-11s. We ran to the top of this channel, and we have earnings coming up. So for me, I'm just going to let these earnings come out to see how Palantir is going to react. I feel like if they report good numbers, sure, it could run up a little bit more, but you guys have to realize it's up 20% in just the past week. So these numbers have to be amazing in my opinion, for the stock to hold these gains. If the numbers come out and they disappoint, whether it's on revenue, earnings, guidance, whatever it may be, if they disappoint anywhere, this will probably fill the gap back down. Bottom of the channel, probably to about $9.65, $10, $10.25, right around there, right by the 180 moving average. So keep that in mind. And you know me, I don't like buying and holding through earnings. I don't own Palantir, so I'm just going to watch and see what they report and see, the guidance, all that good stuff, and see the price action, and then I'll make my decision whether or not I want to hop in, trade it, do this, that, the third. We shall see, guys. So Palantir, we got to watch it. They're looking to do average revenue of, and I think this is based on 10, 15 analysts. I forget the exact amount, but average revenue is looking to be $471 million, and we'll see what they end up doing. Do they beat that? Do they come under that? We shall see. And the next one that I'm looking at, which I'm excited about, I don't own this stock either. It is Coinbase. It's ticker symbol COIN, which if you've been watching my channel, if you've been watching the financial news, the media, what's been going on in general, you should know Coinbase has been the talk of the town the past couple of days, especially when we got that news that they're partnering up with BlackRock to assist with BlackRock giving cryptocurrency access to their clients, mainly Bitcoin to start out with. So that ended up shooting up the stock like crazy. I think it was $80 the prior day before that news came out. Then it shot up to 116 the next day, and now it's at about 93. Mid-90s is where it is, with earnings coming up, I believe, on Tuesday. They're on Tuesday after the bell. They're looking to do EPS, and these numbers are going to be bad, guys. So brace yourselves if you're in Coinbase. But they're looking to lose $2.68 on the quarter, so they're going to lose money, obviously. And their average revenue here is looking to be about $830 million, which their revenue is looking to be estimated down about 53% year over year. So, yeah, Coinbase's revenue is taking a hit. And that goes to show when Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're in a bear market, when they're down massively from highs, you might think there's more trading volume. Well, there's probably, you might not think that. But some people would be like, oh, their revenue is probably not that bad because more people are, buying and selling with all this volatility, right? Wrong. Clearly based on the estimate. Their revenue was much higher when Coinbase, when, rather Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto in general, when it was going through the hype cycle. Their revenue was much higher than it is right now when we're in a bear market. And sure, there is a lot more volatility. A lot of people are still using the platform, but again, revenue's down. So what do you think? Do you guys own Coinbase? I'm actually excited to see what they do. And this is another one that is interesting. It's run up a ridiculous amount in the past just literally 9 days. It's up 100%. I mean, I can't even say that with a straight face. This stock's up over 100% pretty much, or it was at one point in the past 10 days. So they have to report stellar numbers, great guidance. It's really going to be on the guidance here for Coinbase, in my opinion, for this to hold. And who knows? Maybe if they crush earnings, crush revenue, great guidance, maybe it runs up even more. Maybe it takes that 116 high out. Anything is possible, guys. So watch out for Coinbase. Another one that I'm watching is Disney, which I do own. I do own Disney, guys. And they're going to be reporting on, I think, Thursday. Let me double check this. Actually, no, Wednesday they're reporting after the bell. And you guys can see here, Disney's slowly been reversing, slowly but surely, over the past couple of weeks. You can see here, it was in a downtrend for all this year. I mean, stemming back from the end of last year. And just in the middle, towards the end of July, when we broke out of $100, that's when we started moving out of these moving averages. Then we got the golden cross more towards the end of July, and now we're almost at $110. We close at $106.60 on Friday. So their average EPS is looking to be about $1 on average revenue of $20.49 billion. And like I said, I own Disney, and fun fact, not that anybody would care, but I'm going to Disney in about 10 days or 2 weeks, and pretty pumped about it. I'm gonna let you guys know what it's looking like out there. Traffic, this, that, the third. Even though just me seeing traffic one day, how the parks are looking, or for a couple of days, I'm going to be there for a couple of days. It doesn't really mean anything, but if I end up making some videos out there, of course, I'll let you guys know how it's going, what I think and all that good stuff. Because I haven't been to Disney, and I actually was there in 2019 or 2020, right before the pandemic. But since then, before that, I mean, it's been, a long time. So I'm pumped to see, how it is. And, of course, I'm going to let you guys know, like I said. So we got to watch out for Disney. EPS $1, revenue a little over $20 billion. Let's see what they end up doing. And I'm really interested to see Disney Plus. What are those numbers? What are those numbers going to look like? We got to see that. That is a big part of the business moving forward, of course, as you guys should know. So the next one is Upstart, UPST. They're going to end up reporting on the 8th, which is tomorrow after the bell, Monday after the bell. And Upstart was a stock that, it was all the hype a couple of years ago. You guys remember this stock was in a huge bubble more towards the end of 2021, so not that long ago. I mean, it was about a year ago. About a year ago, not even, about 10 months ago, the stock was $400 a share. I mean, can you make you can't make this stuff up, guys. $400 a share. Now it's at 30 rather, not 300, $30 a share. It is down. What is that? 85%, 90%, whatever it is awful, right? It is awful, and they have earnings coming up, and I personally don't own this, and I'm not going to buy it as a long-term play, but who knows? Maybe if they do well with earnings, we start getting a breakout, which, mind you, the other stocks we saw, a lot of them are breaking out of the moving averages. Upstart is not. So if this starts moving past, let's say, 30, 35, maybe then I'd consider it. But until then, I'm just going to lay low on Upstart, and I'm not going to really mess with it until it starts reversing, if it even starts reversing. So watch out for them tomorrow after the bell. TTWO, Take-Two is another one, which, full disclosure, I do not own Take-Two Interactive either. I think I only own one of the stocks that we're talking about in this video. So Take-W, or not, I was going to say Take-WO. Take-Two Interactive, TTWO is the ticker symbol. They report on, let's see here, tomorrow after the bell. Awesome. So they're looking to do about $1.06 billion. That's the average revenue estimate, and that would be up, get this, guys, over 54% year over year. So they're looking to crush it year over year on revenue. Is that priced in? Probably. People are probably aware that they're going to do a pretty solid year over year revenue growth. And we'll see what the guidance looks like. That is what could really cause this to break out, because you guys can see it is still being dominated by the bears. This stock is being dominated by the bears 100%, and we have clear resistance here. We have a triple top formed right here. If you guys take a look, right around 133 bucks. One high right there, second high right there, third high right there. You see that? So this needs to break out of the mid 130s. I'm not touching it, honestly, until it breaks 135 and into preferably the 140s. So I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above 135 here on Take Two Interactive. And if you guys are still here, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And do not forget to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo. If you haven't done so already, it's free money, guys. All you got to do is go down below, use that link, deposit at least $100, and you get up to 10 stocks, or you do get 10 stocks up to $2,500 each. So get your money. You could also get 12 stocks from Webull, also linked down below. And let's dive into the latter half of these stocks here. 5 more stocks for this video. So we have Tyson Foods Tsm. This is a stock that last I checked, it's been reversing. Look at that. Tyson Foods just about 2-3 weeks ago was in the low 80s. Now we're pushing high 80s at $87.50. The stock closed up 1% on Friday, and they report, let's see here, on the 8th pre-market, so that's Monday morning. Tomorrow morning we have TSM, Tyson Foods, and we can see here if I draw out a channel, it looks like although we did close above both moving averages on Friday, which is great for the bulls, it looks like we are still in a downwards channel. You guys can see that here, and we have big resistance coming up in the high 80s, low 90s. We're talking 88, 90, 92 bucks. So that's going to be a big resistance, and my alert is currently set at 92.50, which for me, guys, regardless of what these earnings look like, I got to get this thing. I got to see this break past 90, 92.50 before I even consider playing it. So they're looking to do EPS. Actually, I don't have the EPS estimate, but the revenue estimate is $13.24 billion, average rev estimate, up 6.1% if they do that year over year. Not too bad. So the next stock here is Roblox, ticker symbol Rblx, which again, I don't own any of these stocks except Disney. I used to own Coinbase, and of course, I've traded probably all of these stocks. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe not the last 2, but pretty much all these stocks I've been in and out of at some point in my trading career. But for a long-term hold, I'm only in Disney right now. Yeah, just keeping it real with you guys out of all these stocks we're talking about. So the next one is Roblox Rblx. Roblox went up 2.7% on Friday, and you guys can see here, this has actually been reversing. Look at that. This has been reversing since the overall markets have been. If you guys know or you didn't know, I'll tell you now, markets started to reverse in the middle of June, middle of June. That's when they started to reverse. You can see here, Triple Q bottomed in the middle of June. Who knows if it's the bottom, but it's the bottom as of now. You know, SPY ended up bottoming middle of June. Notice how we had crude oil top in the middle of June, and now it's down. It's down another 1% in the futures market right now as I'm filming this video. So yeah, I mean, at this point, we noticed a lot of stocks bottomed middle of June, late June, early July, and they've been reversing since then. Roblox, it's the same thing. So they report, I believe, on Tuesday. Let me double check that for you guys. Yeah, on Tuesday after the bell, and they're looking to do about $645 million of revenue. And what's very important about Roblox is it's a growth company. And with growth companies, you got to look at the user base, guys. Year-over-year growth on the user base, how much money they're making per user, average revenue per user. That's going to be big for a company like Roblox. So keep your eyes on them. Wynn Resorts is another one. We got to watch out. WYNN. There's a clear, well, maybe not so clear, but we can see here we have an inverse head and shoulders that could be forming, right? I'm speculating a little bit here. We have the left shoulder, head right there. And I guess this could be the right shoulder, and we have that golden cross breakout. So based on this, and I guess that's not much of a speculation. I mean, the right shoulder is, on its way to completing. Based on this, I mean, if that right shoulder completes, we could be going anywhere from $75, maybe a little bit higher than that. So when reports on, let's see here, the 9th, which is on Tuesday after the bell, they are looking to do about $980 million in revenue, which would be up 5% year over year, which is kind of crazy considering they have a big part of their business in China. China's economy has been in the gutter, but hey, they're still looking to do 5% growth year over year. And we'll see how their competitor does. What is it called again? Las Vegas Sands, at least one of their competitors. They reported, oh wow, they also report, or rather, they already reported about 2-ish weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago, and the stock's been breaking out. So I'm actually really curious to see how Wynn ends up doing. So you guys got to watch it. That is on again the 9th in 2 days from now after the bell. So let me quickly get some water, guys. Smash that like button. My throat is getting a little bit dry here. We're not going to edit this video because we're late to upload it. So uploading it. So with that being said, let me get a little water. So 2 more stocks. Dutch Bros, BROS. Dutch Bros is one that I've never owned. Like I said, I've traded in and out of a lot of these stocks. I've never even traded Dutch Bros or owned it. So this is going to be one that I might have to get in on if we do get a decent earnings report with guidance on the 10th. We have earnings coming out. That is on Wednesday after the bell. So Dutch Bros has been reversing. You guys see the golden cross break out of the moving averages. And look at this. Just on Friday, this thing went up 4.5% almost, and it took the highs out. This is huge here, guys. Took the highs out, and in other words, the ascending triangle's playing out. We took the highs from the beginning of June, right around $43. We closed in the mid-44. So Dutch Bros looks like, hey, it wants to potentially go towards, let's see here, $48, maybe $50 now that we are seeing this ascending triangle play out. So I'm actually going to erase my $48 alert. I'm going to put one at $45, guys. We closed at $44.15 on Friday. I'm going to set one, markers that were above $45 a share, and we're going to see what it does at that point in this week. So the last one for today, and like Dutch Bros, I've never traded this nor invested in it. It is Rivian Automotive, guys. I talked about the stock, and every YouTuber did, and some of them were pumping it, but I was telling you all back when it IPO'd, which I forget exactly when that was, but I was telling you guys, listen, this is going to burst. It's most likely a bubble, and lo and behold, that was about 9 months ago, 8-9 months ago. Lo and behold, it has burst, guys. It has burst. It was $180. Now it's at $35 a share. And just on Friday, it went down another 1.4%. So Rivian is one that, although it is down a lot, it's been reversing as the markets have been reversing since the middle of, actually, this has been since the early days of July. So like I said, some stocks started reversing mid-June, others late June, some early July. Rivian is early July. And it's up a good amount since that point. We're talking 45%. So Rivian's looking to do average revenue of $337 million, and they report on, it looks like later in the week. They might be on Thursday, guys. Thursday after the bells. Thursday, the 11th, I think it is. So overall, guys, those are 10 stocks, and believe it or not, we could go on and on. We have a couple of more that we could talk about, but that's it for this video. You're going to have to subscribe for the rest of, the stocks, all the other content I'm going to make this week. Make sure to hit that like button on this video if you liked it, and check out my Patreon if you want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, morning videos, more access to me throughout the day. All of that is linked down below. Now's the best time to try it out. It's early on in the month, and do not forget to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. All of those are linked down below, and with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, peace out.